back to another video and another truck getting its heart ripped out in this video. We have got the second gen. Next up on the list of trucks that is getting a heart/engine transplant. Before we get into taking this thing apart in this video, guys, if you haven't already, you already know it's coming. Get entered in the latest truck giveaway. Wrenchworks giveaway number 17, officially live. Beautiful G56 50,000 mile truck, brand new matching Diamond C trailer, 10 grand that goes along with it. That truck is going to one of you guys in a very few short weeks, but you can't win if you don't get entered. Go to the website, support your boys, support the channel. Have we even mentioned these insane 2.5 King shocks on this bad boy? These things stick out like a sore thumb. This thing is so sick. Every time it pulls out of the driveway, when Dog goes to film with it, man, it just sounds good, it looks good. It's the whole package. You guys could win that bad boy. But anyway, we are going to move the second gen over to the other shop because another sore topic, we still don't have lifts in the new shop. We haven't done that, and you know what? I don't feel like pulling that NV 5600 on my back. So we're gonna go move it over to the other shop to pull the transmission out first before we get to pulling the engine out. So I know what you guys are thinking. I know maybe some of you guys, I'm not sure. Just depends on what end of the spectrum you're on. Now this beautiful VP pump 24 valve engine that we're about to pull out of here, again, honestly, absolutely nothing wrong with this thing. This thing has been running like a champ, running like a top, but you can only get so far in horsepower and performance with the VP pump, and our goals for this truck, which we'll go over maybe towards the end of this video or maybe throughout the video, are gonna be quite a bit more than I wanna really venture on with our VP pump, which is hiding down here underneath that beautiful throttle position cover. But anyway, guys, I padded this like this was the VP. Just I don't want anybody thinking that that's actually the VP. It's sitting down underneath there. This would not be your VP. But anyway, let's get the transmission pulled out. We'll go over some plans for the transmission on this truck as well. Obviously, if you guys, I mean, it's been a while since you've seen the second gen. I've been seeing comments here and there about like, what's going on with this truck? What's going on with that truck? Well, we're trying to get, it's rebuild season and we're trying to get to every single truck, but this truck, 02 24 valve 6-speed. This truck is going to be staying a 6-speed. Emails. Tool doesn't work. Emails. This tool doesn't work. Emails. It's yellow. He just threw that in the trash. He just threw that snap-on impact in the trash, people.
You know, sometimes you just gotta call them the big dog. This isn't red.
Brother, at least throw it on the ground first. Oh, sorry, it fell. My bad. She is in all of her 800-pound majestic glory, our NV 5600 out of our second gen. So we got a transmission out in preparation to basically pull the engine out, which is what we're gonna do next. We're probably gonna move it over to the other shop though. That way I can make a mess over there. But our beautiful VP engine is now ready to come out of the second gen. We'll go over some plans, but next step, we're gonna go ahead and pull the engine out of this beast, pull the front clip, get all that stuff. But our NV5600 over here, which is most likely gonna stay in this truck, we'll probably go ahead and send this to our good friends over at Super Stick Transmissions and get this gone through. If you look at some of the gold flake glitter here, that is not on purpose, even though we do love our gold. That would most likely, I'm assuming, going to be synchros inside the transmission. This thing does have a little bit of an issue going into kind of like reverse in some of the taller gears. But not to say that there's anything extremely wrong, but if we're going to start fresh with a new engine, I would much rather start fresh with a rebuilt 5600. The guys over there at Super Sticks are awesome, and who knows, we might do some fancy cool things inside of there. We'll talk with them, see what our options are. But if you don't know, NV5600s are an absolute beast of a heavy transmission, and they will certainly absolutely almost crush you. So this thing is out, we're safe, we're sound, and we'll go ahead and start working on the engine on the truck now. A little bit of time later, we are just about ready to pull this engine out. We've disconnected pretty much everything that we need to, engine harness wise, all the front end stuff, intercooler radiator, intercooler pipes. Went ahead and took off our valve cover so we can go ahead and pull this bad Larry with the Firepunk engine cylinder head puller hoist thing. I'm not exactly sure what their exact words are, but this is from Firepunk. We have two of them here in the shop, and I'm telling you right now, this is a must-have if you have a Cummins and you even think about maybe pulling a cylinder head, or we're going to lift this whole engine out of here. They've done that before, and so have we. These things are actually way more stout than they look, and I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Shopfirepunk.com, 24-valve Cummins engine lift bracket. There it is. They actually have one for 12 valves too, so who knows, we might have to pick one of those up. But 24-valve, 12-valve Cummins engine lift bracket is the proper terminology, and the website is shopfirepunk.com. There you go. Don't say I didn't do nothing for you in this dang video. A shameless plug. They don't actually do anything for me to do that other than I like those short little guys. One of the main reasons why I love this thing so much, it's just easy. Way easier than chains. The Cummins factory lift brackets that come with a point from here to here, you got to run a strap. It always ends up hitting the cowl. It's a pain in the butt to kind of like just jockey that thing around. It ends up twisting on you. This thing kind of keeps the engine straight. You just have a couple hook points right here. It's just way easier, way faster, way more stable to pull cylinder heads, engines, what have you, than the, I would guess, conventional rig up a chain, hopefully doesn't slide on the chain. That's why we used to like carry all of this nonsense on the back of the engine hoist, and honestly, ever since we got these tools, we just don't even really use them anymore. There's no real need. They're clunky, they're bulky, they don't work as good. This is what we prefer to use all the time. So if you do go ahead and buy one of these, honestly, I think what would be cool, go to the comments in your order and say Greg A's Levon's daddy or something like that. That way they know that I sent you over there. But Firepunk engine puller, cylinder head, hoist, yanker, thingamabob, go ahead and pick yourself up one. But this VP engine is about ready to come out of this thing. So disconnected all this nonsense over here, and we are pretty much ready to go. Also, I don't really have a use for anything on this thing. So whether you want this thing like complete or maybe you want the long block, depends on what you need off this thing, but I will actually sell this engine because I just don't see us needing a VP 24 valve engine laying around here with all this common rail goodness floating around. So again, we'll get into the thoughts, the why, all that stuff. It may seem a little ridiculous, but engine coming out. Go get you some of that. If you want some of this, get at me, and let's yank this thing out. Alrighty, and just like that, there she is. 24 valve VP engine. I believe there is 160,000 miles on the clock on the bottom end. Definitely has a different cylinder head on it, so that's been refreshed within, I don't even know the mileage at this point. We don't drive our trucks all that often, so I would say very low mileage, maybe a couple years old, but had a fresh head gasket on it at some point. SOVP, honestly, really a trusty steed. Nothing really wrong with it. Just honestly wasn't our cup of tea as far as horsepower goes. I think the biggest theme of the rebuild season of 2024 is if I'm not excited about it and I don't really want to drive it or enjoy it, then like either the truck needs to go or we need to change it in order for me to enjoy it. And that just involves common rails. Just because how easy they make power, how fun they are to drive. Again, nothing wrong with this platform. Would I chase horsepower to the end of the world if we only had one truck and I loved VPs? Probably, but that's just not the case. And hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And if it's not something that you guys are like thoroughly enjoying, either change it, sell it, get rid of it, because there's too many other great options in this world as far as things you can do to a truck to drive them and love them and make power. And we want to make power and we want to be able to drive them. And again, VP just isn't going to be the horse that we need to race with to get us where we want to go. So South Bend dual disc, really, again, we love our guys over at South Bend. Nothing wrong with that. This truck does have a full valve train in it as well. Fleece Cheetah, which makes the coolest dang turbo noises you've ever heard. But really, she's out. That's pretty much it. There you have it. We've got our old VP engine out of the truck, and we've got our new 6.7 common rail engine that will be making its way into the second gen, sitting right in front here. Quick brief rundown on the new engine. Again, things may change, things may mix up and stuff because we're not exactly ready to exactly put the engine into the truck right this second. We're still going to do a lot of cleanup. This is going to go to our good friend Cody Baldwin, and he is going to do a lot of the wiring as far as merging the second gen harness into a common rail and kind of making sure everything still works on the truck. One thing that I was not willing to give up is kind of the nice drivability features of this truck. We're going to kind of stick the common rail in it, but I still want everything to work. So that is going to require some kind of like merging between getting this 6.7 engine to run and all of the computer stuff in the second gen to kind of maintain all the functionality, so to say. So this engine right here has got a set of billet rods in it. It's kind of a backyard 6.7 engine build. It is not a complete Freedom Racing engines by any means. Michael had assembled this bottom end with a set of billet rods that actually came out of the dragster. We've got a lot of Fleece and Freedom parts on it. This was actually a cylinder head from the, I would say, the previous engine setup in the 05 is the best way I can describe it. That was still good. We've got a intake side draft on here, so this head does have quite a bit of cylinder head porting on it. We are going to put a big set of nasty compound turbos on it. Again, we're going to be upping the power quite a bit. Although we do have a lot of 6.7 common rail engines going into trucks, they are all going to be a little different in their own way, whether that's fuel, whether that's air, whether that's like the purpose of them in general, racing specifically, dyno specifically, burnout specifically. Each one is just going to be a little bit different. And I just really found myself not really enjoying the second gen a whole lot with the VP engine in it. Not that there was anything wrong with it. I sound like a broken record there, but 6.7s in my opinion, our life, and that's just what we deal with a lot, and we want to make power, and that is kind of where this project kind of becomes a little bit more unique. I get a little bit more excited about it. Obviously, 6.7 common rail swap into second gen isn't a one-off crazy custom thing, but by the time we put our own spin on a lot of different stuff, this will become a very unique truck that I will be super excited. If you guys have been following me for a long time, I think this really best describes it. You know, we may not drive them all the time, we may not use them as much as everybody else, but I enjoyed the build process of these trucks and the details that go into them quite a bit more than anything else. So I like making unique trucks, and this is just a big step in doing so. Again, the NV5600, that's gonna go to Super Stick. Again, just gonna kind of add my own little flavor to it. So this is quite a beast of an engine and should be able to support quite a bit of horsepower. So there, that's where we're at, boys. We've got a lot of cleanup. We've got a lot of work to do before this thing goes and gets rewired. But big step, taking the old stuff out. Let's get the new stuff refreshed, get it ready to go. A lot of miscellaneous things, and we will continue to work on this along with the other 47 projects and engine swaps that we're gonna be doing. Anyway, last but not least, before we say goodbye in this video, make sure you guys go to wrenchworks.com, get entered in our latest truck giveaway. This bad boy is going to one of you guys very, very soon, and you are not gonna wanna miss out. So make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave, subscribe if you haven't already. Go to wrenchworks.com, get entered in the truck giveaway, plus the trailer, plus the 10 grand. And we'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. See ya.